So, still with the Treasurer, he's alluded to this, that you might have plans to cut Medicare. Keith, are you aware of any plans?
Not at all. There's this scare campaign again, and we're going to see it ramp up as we get closer to polling day. This government pulls out the talking points and says, what core equities do we do better on? Let's run a scare campaign on that. They do it every time, and they've just started again. The Treasurer has an important job to do, and he should do better than running scare campaigns like that, because it's dishonest. It's dishonest.
What are you going to cut, Keith? What are you going to cut? I mean, you're out there talking about spending. What are you going to cut?
But just on that point,
what are you going to cut? $315 billion of cuts. What are you going to cut? You're like a cheap complaint shop on the complaints line.
Well, just
you don't have a single
let's
for the country.
Let me just jump in. Let me just jump in on that, chaps, because the coalition actually increased the costs of Medicare. So, and if Keith is to be believed, and I think the opposition is to be believed, that there are no plans to cut Medicare on this instance. So, Julian, is that just a Medicare, a scare campaign, because it's a distraction away from your current troubles?
The coalition froze Medicare rebates for nearly 9 years, which forced GPs to charge people to go to the doctor. We've tripled the bulk billing incentive, and guess what? Bulk billing rates are starting to rise. But I put the question back to Keith. The opposition has to be more, if they're going to be an alternative government, not just a rebel, than a cheap complaints line. What are they going to cut?
Right.
Like $315 billion of things you've said you won't support or you'll cut. When are you going to come clean on what you're going to cut? This is not a scare campaign. You're not outlining any practical plans for Australians.
No, I did ask Angus Taylor about that yesterday, and there was a no answer on that one. I mean, Keith, it's a reasonable question to ask. Is there something that you want to cut?
Well, here's the problem. We have a large, complex economy and a large, complex federal budget, but it is bloated. And the first thing you have to ask is, do you have the will to tighten it? The coalition has the will to make it more efficient, because Australians are doing that with their households.
That means cuts.
Government should be doing that. We don't even have the will.
That does mean cuts.
Will from this government.
But somebody's got to do it, right? It can't keep spending, but both parties can't keep spending.
Oh, sorry, Pete, just let me put two facts on the table. In the coalition's last budget, they had $0 of savings. That's a fact. You can go and look in the budget papers. $0 of savings, not a single surplus in 9 years. They spent all the revenue they got. We've banked the vast majority of revenue. We've delivered nearly $100 billion of savings and reprioritisation, and the budget is in $200 billion better nick than when we inherited it 2.5 years ago. Like, start dealing in facts, Keith. What are you going to cut?
Your record is appalling.
We got to go.
It's great out there.
Your record is appalling.
Great time.
We got to go.
This is fantasy island. Oh, there's a unicorn. There's a flying pig.
Just to you both, I've got to go. We're out of time, but I'm actually on holidays from tomorrow, so I just want to say
nice
thanks.
Haircut too, Pete.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
I want to say thank you to you both for robust and engaging debates throughout the course of the year, and I hope to do it again next year. It's not like there's something important in the early months of next year. Look forward to talking to you then. Have a great break to you both.